Okay, good morning and welcome to the Daily Double, Mishnah Yomi, Maaser Sheni, Perikei, Mishnayos Hey and Vav. Mishnah Hey states, Uvashvias Podea B'Shavyov. We mentioned in the previous Mishnayos, if you're Poda Neta Ravai, you're Poda Maaser Sheni, so you don't have to include the money that it took to work the field. Neta Ravai, you have to, it's attached to, the vines are attached to the grapes are attached to the vine, so you have to take work to watch it and to help it grow, and then eventually to harvest it. When it comes to Shvius basically you don't have to watch the land because no one's allowed to take it, right? Low it as karka, you're not allowed to work the land. So therefore, Podea B'Shav, you're podeh it, the neta ravai that falls out during Shvius for its exact value. You might call mufkar. Lakita. If the Bailam are mafkir, not during Yer Shvius, they're just mafkir their whole field. So then the Skar Lakita, right, it costs money to harvest it, so that you're allowed to take money for it if it's not a Yer Shemitah, so that you deduct from the value. So, like we said, Beis Hillel says, Kodesh Gzera Shava, you learn from Maaser Sheni to Neta Ravai. You also, when you're doing Maaser Neta Ravai and you want to bring it to Yerushalayim, you have to add a chomish, ben shehu shalo, ben shenita matana, whether it belongs to you or whether you give it to a matana. Let's talk about a case where you gave it to matana before it matured, when the grapes are still smadar, when they're still boser, when they're still not fully ripened, because you can't give a matana of Maaser Sheni, because of Neta Ravai, it's considered mamon gavoa according to Beis Hillel. Vav, Erev Yom Tov Rishon, Shal Pesach, Shal Revius, Shal Shvius, Haya Biur. We're finally going to learn about something called Biur, right? Biarti Be'akodesh Min Abayis. It says by Maaser Sheni, Biarti Be'akodesh Min Abayis. So just like according to Beis Hillel, basically whatever applies to Maaser Sheni applies to Neta Ravai also. So when you do Biur, so Maaser Sheni generally is taken off on the 3rd and 6th year. So therefore, Erev Yom Tov Rishon, Shal Pesach, Shal Shvius. When do you do the biur? You do Erev Pesach on the 4th year, right? And Erev Pesach on the 7th year, which is when Maaser Sheni, right? Everything is harvested, right? It grows during the winter of the 3rd year. It's harvested during the summer of the 3rd year, and the harvest doesn't finish until Pesach of the 4th year, Pesach of the 7th year. So therefore, at that point, you have to have already brought it to Yerushalayim. If you haven't brought it to Yerushalayim and eaten it there, you have to get rid of it or destroy it. We'll see in a second. What do you do the biur? Notice in Truma is Maaser LeBailam. Now, biur is not just by Maaser Sheni. You have to give it. You have to make sure you do what is supposed to be done with all the Trumas and Maaser. The Truma and Trumas Maaser, you get to the Bailam, to the Kohanim. The Maaser Rishon LeBailam, you get Maaser Rishon to a Levi. Maaser Ani LeBailam, Maaser Ani goes to the Bailam. Right? Biur is not just for the 3rd year. It's for all the Matnos Trumas or Maasros that were the 1st to 3rd year, and the 4th to 6th year. Maaser Sheni Bikurim is Barim B'chol Makom. Bikurim and Maaser Sheni have to undergo biur wherever they are. Shimon Omer HaBikurim Yitanam LeKohanim Ketruma. Shimon says Bikurim. It says in the parsha, actually it says the Biarti HaKodesh Min Abayis is talking about actually Bikurim, right? But we learn from Kodesh, it also applies to Maaser Sheni. Shimon says Bikurim are actually the biur you do of Bikurim, you give to the Kohanim like Truma. We don't pass under Shimon. Let's say you took Maaser Sheni and you cooked it already, so it's now in a dish, right? It's mixed into lasagna or something like that. So the Shema says you have to get rid of it from your house, according to one opinion, or you have to destroy it. Beis Hillel says it's not discernible anymore, so therefore you don't have to do anything else. It's considered mavur already. You don't have to get rid of it, get out of your shus, or destroy it. We'll talk more about this. Machlokes in Rav Avadia bar Tanura and the Rambam. What exactly is biur? Do you have to just get it out of your shus, or do you have to actually destroy it, according to Rav Avadia bar Tanura? And what's that machlokes based on? It's very important machlokes. See you in Ian Mitzion coming up next.